Genesis Week is coming to Upland on the week commencing June the 6th, and I genuinely believe that we are going to look back on this event and think this was the moment that Upland really entered that next level. It kind of broke out into the mainstream. Everything seems to be aligning for this Genesis Week, and I am feeling more bullish about Upland than I ever have before. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about what's happening in Genesis Week 2022, why I'm excited about each individual bit, and where I think Upland is going from here. How's it going, everybody? This is Radishhead, and welcome back to another episode of Upland Analysis. As always, I want to give a quick shout out to my executive level channel members, Bad Frog, Matrigno, and Monopoly Mike. Thank you very much for your support of the channel. Genesis Week is effectively Upland's birthday. It comes around every year in June to celebrate the first property being minted on Jefferson Street in San Francisco. Upland always make a big event out of it, but nothing as big as this. This is far bigger, not just than any Upland event that I've ever seen, but bigger than any event that I've seen in any game in the NFT gaming space. This Genesis Week shows that Upland is serious about the long-term development of this game. They haven't just put together a minimum viable product in order to sell it on to somebody else in the near future. They're investing a lot of time, a lot of money in organising this massive event to get the message out to the world that Upland is serious and it's here to stay, and here is what it's all about. It's going to be a true blend of the real world and the metaverse, because of course there's going to be a big event on Genesis Week in Las Vegas. That is the kind of event that draws media attention, and you'd better believe there's going to be a massive marketing push and a lot of media coverage invited to this event. It's the kind of event that people who have heard of Upland, they might have seen the ads and they're like, hey, like this game's pretty serious, right? They're investing a lot of time and money in having this real life event. I want to see what it's all about. It's going to draw in a lot of people who are kind of on the fence about Upland and giving it a go. And it's of course going to draw a lot of attention from competitors in the space as well. I think this is truly Upland like breaking away from the pack here. They fully intend to be the leading NFT game, leading metaverse game. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I've barely been able to stop thinking about Upland since these Genesis Week announcements came out. And we've still got a lot more to hear about from Genesis Week. I'm telling you now, Upland is not going to let this opportunity go to waste. If any of you have any experience in events planning, you'll know that this has been months in the making, and there's been a lot of money invested in this. They're not going to let this opportunity go to waste. And the things that we've heard about Genesis Week so far, I imagine that is barely the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more announcements to come. They want to take the most advantage as possible of all the eyes from the media, from gamers, from everybody looking at Upland during this week. Is going to be a fantastic opportunity for the game. So what are they doing, and why am I particularly thrilled about each individual aspect of it? Well, first of all, we've got the exciting announcement of the Player of the Year awards, and I'm thrilled about this because it shows that Upland is truly listening to player feedback. I've heard a lot of people talking about that Upland need to utilize the fact they have such an engaging, awesome community. We need to see more of that. We need to see more of Upland recognizing that. And I think an in-person awards event in Las Vegas, you can't get much more recognition of the community in Upland than that. The reason I'm on Upland, and I'm called Upland Analysis, and I'm not called Alien Worlds Analysis or Farmers World Analysis or whatever, is because Upland's community truly makes it something very special to me. It's not just a game that you log on and click a few buttons and you earn a bit of cash and then sell it, whatever. No, Upland is an actual community, and even though we've only got a limited set of tools right now, a set of tools that is expanding, as time goes on, people have taken what we have and have used it to create real businesses within the game, right? Spark exchanges and community development nodes. I've seen casinos. There's people planning racetracks, in-game companies with shares that you can buy and sell. It's unbelievable, and that is all down to the Upland community. So I'm so glad that Upland is recognizing that. In Upland's own words, people who could be considered Player of the Year could be a great ambassador for the game. They could have a solid positive attitude, or is just always there for new players and veterans alike. There are so many players who fall into this category. I've placed my vote, and I seriously encourage all of you watching this to vote as well. There are content creators, Discord community managers, iconic friendly players in the chat, people who are active on Reddit, Telegram. They make Upland feel alive, and they truly make what the game is today. And of course, if you are feeling particularly generous and you think that I might be worthy of your vote, I'd certainly be delighted to receive it. Being from the UK, this award would be the only opportunity that I've had to visit the United States, and having the opportunity to visit it, with the Uplands team would be a dream come true. Quite frankly, it would be unbelievable. So thank you so much if anybody chooses to vote me for this, and if you do, I look forward to partying with you in Las Vegas. That sounds very fun. But if you don't, whatever. The most important thing is that you vote. I want Uplands to have incredible amounts of engagement from this incentive. I want them to get the message loud and clear that we need to support this community, because the community is what makes Upland great. So please, whoever you vote for, vote. You've got a few days. I've got the link in the description for the voting form. Just do it. You've got a few days. You pick a community member that's inspired you, and let's get them to Vegas to collect that award. Another reason I'm extremely excited about Genesis Week is that this is going to be essentially the launch of cars in Upland. It's been long awaited, but there's going to be events held throughout the week which will allow you to earn entries into a grand prize at the end of the week of the first minted car ever in Upland. And not only that, it's going to be a one-of-a-kind Genesis trim. Owning the first minted car in Upland itself would be worth a lot of Upics. I'm tempted to say millions of Upics, right? The fact that not only is it the first car minted, but it's also going to be a Genesis one-of-a-kind car. There's not going to be anything else like it ever. I'm tempted to go from this is going to be worth millions of Upics to this is going to be worth thousands of dollars, right? The winner of this car is going to catapult themselves to riches overnight. You're going to become an instant Upland celebrity owning this car. So the amount of engagement in these events is going to be something that I don't think we've ever seen before. People are going to be desperate to make sure that they have as many chances as possible to win this car. I certainly am. I'm not expecting to win. It's going to be probably the same chances of winning the lottery, but if you win, you will be looking very nice indeed. And Reese on my Club Radish Discord server raised an interesting point that I think this car that we're seeing Miles sitting on here will be the car. Because look, it's covered up, and X1 the Gamer himself said in this video that I've got paused right here that they haven't unveiled the design yet, but it does have sex appeal. So I think that's pretty much confirmation that this car that we see in the picture here is the Genesis trim. So we can see that it's an extremely nice looking sports car, and it's got that sort of blue, it's like spark blue kind of trim going on. I've got to say, it looks absolutely magnificent, so I'm extremely jealous of whoever ends up winning that. Good luck, everybody. You're going to be competing with me and thousands of other people for that one. But yeah, Genesis Week is going to be effectively the day one of cars in Upland. It's not going to be released to everybody, but again, we'll be looking back on it thinking, yeah, this was the genesis of cars in Upland, and I think that's really cool. Not only that, but we also will have the genesis of live city openings which blend the real world with the virtual world. On Genesis Week, there is going to be a city release, and I'm going to do a separate video analysing what I think that means for the markets, because that's basically confirmation that we're not going to have a city release in May, so I'll be talking about what that means from my perspective. But of course, there has been a lot of speculation that this is going to be Las Vegas being released. It hasn't been confirmed, but I am in the camp that it probably is going to be Las Vegas. It makes sense that the first live city release is going to be in the same city that the in-person event is taking place. That will maximize the hype factor, which, let's be honest, that's what this Genesis Week is all about. It's big, it's glitzy, it's in Las Vegas. Come on, the city release has to be in Las Vegas. Furthermore, Las Vegas is an NFL city, and it's clear that Upland is slowly making their way through all the NFL cities as part of that partnership with the NFLPA. And I don't think I've seen anyone talking about this, doesn't this background feel kind of Las Vegas-y? I think this picture here makes it a little bit clearer. But with all of the like logos and lit up buildings and all of that, to me, I feel like that looks like a metaverse interpretation of the Las Vegas Strip. Do you? I think it does. Regardless of where it is, and I do hope it's Las Vegas because I think that's a very cool idea for a city launch. I think it's extremely bullish for Upland because it proves that this whole thing has been planned in advance. Upland, they're no fools. They have coordinated the Genesis Week, the Genesis of Cars, the in-person city release, the Player of the Year. It's all come together. The amount of organisation that must have gone into this is unbelievable. Something which I think far surpasses a lot of people's interpretations of what Upland is capable of as a team. They're proving the doubters wrong. And I am really excited to see where they go next with this. It's also just a very public demonstration of what Upland is all about. What other games do this? No other NFT game would be so bold to host a live demonstration of something which is actually technologically very tough to pull off. I think this is what all of those stress tests were building up to make sure that this extremely well publicized demonstration of what Upland is all about, it's going to be as smooth as possible, and it's going to attract a lot of people to the game when they see what Upland is pulling off here. Upland is confident. They're ready to take this to the next level, and that's what I was talking about at the start here. That's what this all feels like to me. This is the genesis of Upland's future. And that sounds so dramatic, but I really do believe it to be true. And you know what's crazy? There is more to come. Genesis Week is weeks away, and this is all that we've been told about so far. I believe 100% there will be more to come. In fact, I have confirmation from X1 the Gamer that the full schedule of events is yet to come. The in-person Vegas segment of Genesis Week will be towards the end of the week, so there is going to be a whole list of things from Monday through to Thursday for people to do virtually, plus the in-person segments will be streamed live for everybody to participate in. There is potentially a lot more to see. I know for sure that the participants for the next round of Block Explorer Shop beta program has been announced to the people who have been lucky enough to have been selected. I would be surprised if there wasn't some kind of tie-in between the Block Explorer shops and Genesis Week. I'll have a separate video on that coming up very soon. And what about legits? Vegas is an NFL city, and we are waiting on some additional features for the Legits, which have already been announced, such as Legits Collections. Could we see some kind of connection to that in Genesis Week? There is a lot of possibilities there. Overall then, I think it's fair to say that there is a lot to be excited about over the next few weeks in Upland. Let me know in the comments which bits that have already been announced for Genesis Week you are most excited about. Please keep an eye out for future videos, which I'm going to be doing over the next few days, about all these different things that have been announced, what I think their impact will be on the game in more detail, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. Once again, please vote in the Player of the Year contest. We need to make our voices heard. We need to make Upland understand that we want to see more community recognition and community events like this, because it is fantastic. Just as I wrap this episode up, I want to give a quick shout out to my director and executive level channel members, Bad Frog, Matrigno, Monopoly Mike, and Tushar Singh. Thank you so much for your support. Everybody, I hope you have a fantastic Genesis week. Please keep an eye on the channel for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.